The Abbott and Costello program brought to you by Camel, the cigarette that's first in the service according to actual sales records. See if your throat and your taste don't make Camel a first with you, too. Find out for yourself. Listen to the great rhythms of Freddie Rich and his orchestra, the swingy singing of Connie Haynes. And that roly-poly little road hog who, whenever he's stopped by a traffic cop, always says...
Hey, Costello, come here. Where have you been? Hey, wait a minute. And where did you get that suit? It looks like a naval officer's uniform.
Oh, a naval officer's uniform.
Uh-huh.
I should hope to tell you, Abbott, I'm going to join the Merchant Marine. How do you like the fancy uniform? Get a load of gold braid on my cap, the gold braid on my sleeve.
Wait a minute, Costello. That's a nice uniform, all right, but you've got the pants on backwards.
I know. I want to be a rear admiral.
Look, you can't get into the Merchant Marine. You couldn't pass the physical examination.
Who couldn't, Abbott? I walked in the recruiting office this afternoon, and everybody stood up, and the captain pointed at me, and he said, "Boys, there's a whale of a man."
The captain said you were a whale of a man?
Well, he didn't use them same words.
What did he say?
He said, "Boys, get a load of that big hunk of blubber." You know, I can hardly wait till I get on my ship, Abbott. Sailing, sailing over the bounding New Jersey.
Now, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's over the bounding Maine.
I come from Patterson, New Jersey. Why should I give a plug to Maine?
No, look. Well, there you are. That shows you know nothing about the sea. You're not a nautical man.
I'm not what?
I said you're the least bit nautical.
Oh, I have my moments.
Oh,
I
no,
really
you
do,
don't.
Abbott.
No,
I
no,
do.
No.
After all, a fella can't be nicicle all the time. There's no sensical in being nicicle when you meet a little cuticle who wants to be nautical.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Yes.
Well, last nighticle, I met a cuticle riding a bicycle. I bought her a popsicle, and just as she was going to give me a kissicle, a copsicle on a motorcycle blew his whissicle and gave me a slapsicle in a pussicle and sent me homesicle.
That's enough of that silly talk. What do you mean by coming in here talking about being a sailor? You don't know anything about the sea.
Who don't? My whole family were sailors, Abbott. Even my Uncle Artie Stubbins was a sailor.
What was his capacity?
5 quarts.
No. What did he do as a sailor?
He was on a tanker.
Where is he now?
On a bender?
Now, will you be serious, please? Now, take me.
Who wants you?
No, shut up. I love the sea. The sea is in my blood. Sailboats, steamboats, rowboats, they're all in my blood.
No wonder your skin is so lumpy.
Oh. You can joke all you want, but I love the sea. Do you realize that I lived on salt water for 20 years?
How can you drink that stuff?
Oh, never mind that. The ocean is wonderful. Did you ever see the flying fishes fly? Or the leaping tuners leap?
Nope, but I saw the dolphins dolph and heard the porpoises porp.
Look, Costello, I'm going to see how much you know about boats. Now, have you ever been down to the docks?
Yeah, I was at the docks this morning.
Did you see any vessels?
Yep, the nurse carried one in.
No. I'm not talking... I'm not talking about that kind of a dock. I'm talking about a wharf.
A what?
A wharf.
Oh, that's cute, Abbott. Now, give me your paw.
No, Costello. The wharf is where the boats embark.
Do what?
Embark.
Woof, 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 woof.
What are you doing?
I didn't know you want to play doggy.
Oh, Costello, please. I don't think you know anything about boats. Do you know anything about sloops?
Oh, I'm crazy about sloops. There's nothing like a hot bowl of sloop with plenty of clackers.
No. You dummy. You wouldn't know the difference between a...
I'm starting to talk like Charlie Chan.
Listen to me, please. I'm just after telling you. You wouldn't know the difference between a sloop and a gunboat.
That's what my mother made for lunch.
She made what?
Chicken gunboat sloop.
You please talk sense. Look, how about this boat you're going out on? How fast is it?
How fast is it?
Yes.
It goes 40 miles an hour.
Oh, no. You don't mean miles. You mean your boat goes nuts.
My boat goes nuts.
Certainly. Every boat goes nuts.
What drives them nuts?
The engines.
The engines drive the boats nuts?
That's right.
We gotta get word through to Gene Autry. He'll fix those engines.
No.
Little beaver!
No.
Hi-ho!
I know. Hi-ho everything.
Heave-ho!
I'm not talking about engines. Engines.
Engine.
The faster the engines turn, the more knots you get.
And the more you talk, the more knots I get.
Now, will you please listen? Knots are nautical miles. For instance, if you ask a sailor how fast the boat is going, he won't say miles to you. He'll say knots to you.
And I'll say knots right back to him.
Ah, no, you don't. No. You're a fine sailor. Great guy to have on a boat in case of an emergency. Look, what would you do if you were on a boat and it started leaking in the middle of the night?
I put a pan under it and go back to bed.
No. Look,
Well, ain't that right?
no, certainly not. Suppose there was a big hole in the side of the boat and the water was rushing in. What would you do?
I'd bore a hole on the other side and let the water out.
You see, there you go again. Why, you don't even know what part of the boat from... You don't one part from the other.
Oh,
at
yes,
all.
I do.
No,
Yes,
you
I
don't.
do. Yes, I do.
Well, let me hear. Let's
All right.
see. All right, go ahead.
Well,
Name the different
bow-
parts of the boat.
Okay, the bow is the front of the boat.
That's right.
The stern is the back of the boat, and the starboard is on the right side.
Yeah. Where's the port?
In a bottle in the icebox.
Say that. I told you. Look. Suppose you were out in a boat and a strong east wind came up. What would you do?
I throw out an anchor.
That's right. All right. Now, but suppose a terrific west wind came up.
I throw out another anchor.
But suppose a north wind came up.
Then I throw out another anchor.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you getting all those anchors?
Same place you're getting all that wind.
Costello, you are without a doubt the most imbecilic moron I have ever met in my life.
Thank you, Abbott.
That's
and
all
I
right.
wish you'd tell that to my Uncle Artie Stebbins.
Why?
He thinks I'm a jerk.
You know, you hear all sorts of rumors about the cigarette shortage. Theories are tossed around like confetti at a New Year's Eve celebration. Well, I'm not going into all the whys and wherefores, but I can speak for the makers of Camels. More Camels have been made than ever before in our history, and still the demand can't be met. But when you do get Camels, they are Camels. Still a cigarette of costlier tobaccos, blended in the time-honored Camel way. Not one shred of tobacco that isn't properly aged is being used. Camel's reputation will not be sold down the river, no matter what the pressure of these times. Ask for Camels every time you buy cigarettes. Their rich, full flavor and cool mildness make them worth asking for again. And again.
C-A-M-E-L-S.
War or peace, Camel is still Camel. Camel Cigarettes now presents Freddie Rich with a wonderful arrangement of Sweet Dreams, Sweetheart.
Hey, Abbott,
What?
what's the idea of dragging me down here to the shipyards?
Well, Costello, if you're going into the merchant marines, you've got to learn something about boats. Now, see right over there, tied up to that pier, you see 2 schooners and a skiff.
Oh, this must be the place where my Uncle Artie Stebbins was last night.
What do you mean?
He had 2 schooners and he come home skiff.
No. Will you cut that out, please?
Hey, Abbott.
What?
Look.
What?
What's that funny-looking boat over there without any top on it?
Oh, that's one they're just building. That's a hull of a ship.
You're telling me. But what kind of a boat is it?
Hey there, fat boy, step aside. We're about to christen a ship.
All right, lady, break that bottle of champagne over the stern.
No! Lady, what's the idea? He said hit that bow now, May.
Oh, I'm so sorry. In all this fog, I couldn't tell one tub from another.
Let me at the day.
Get away from there, Costello. It's not her fault. She mistook you for a ship.
I hope I didn't hurt you.
Oh, no, you didn't. You just cracked my boilers and my engine room is flooded. I should have let girls around shipyards, Abbott, I'm telling you.
Oh, I have a perfect right
It
to be
looks like
here.
a blood transfusion.
All right, never mind that now.
I said that, didn't I?
Perfect right to be here. In fact, they named this boat after me because I have such graceful lines. My friends tell me I look just like a streamlined ship.
Well, don't look now, kid, but your cargo has shifted.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you two guys hanging around here for?
My friend Costello here wants to be a sailor.
Oh, he does, huh?
Yes.
Well, come on, fat boy. Grab that duffel bag and follow me.
Okay.
Oh, put me down, you fool!
I'm sorry, lady. In all this fog, I couldn't tell one old duffel from another.
Costello, come on, let's go. Come on, please. Let's get going. Come on.
Yeah, step right into this office and we'll examine you. Now, that's it. Now, open your shirt, Costello, and let me see what kind of a chest you've got.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Oh, come on, Costello. Open your shirt.
Abbott, I can't. I feel too embarrassed.
Embarrassed to show your chest?
I forgot to comb it this morning.
Come on, here. I'll help you off with your shirt. Come on.
Say, you got some nice tattooing there. What's that picture of that lady on your back?
Oh, that's Whistler's mother.
Whistler's mother? Well, what are those two sailors doing there with her?
Those are the guys she whistled at.
Hey, Costello. I see you've got General Eisenhower tattooed on your chest.
Yeah, and I got General Montgomery on one shoulder and General Patton on the other shoulder.
Have you got any more?
I wish I could show you Hitler.
Why not?
I don't want to take my shoes off. I might catch cold.
Well, Costello, you seem to be all right physically. Now, just step in the next room and see the officer in charge of personnel.
On the poop deck, I'm a dandy.
Hey, look, Costello, it's Kitzel. Can you imagine?
Well, for goodness sake. What can I do for you, boys? I'm in charge of the CBs.
CBs?
Yeah, could be. Now, just a second, Costello. What are you doing with your hand?
I'm saluting you.
That's a very funny salute.
Can I help it if my nose itches?
Costello, behave yourself. Kitzel, could you use a man like Costello on one of your ships?
Oh, yes, indeed. You know, I've got a ship leaving tomorrow for the Underwear Island.
The Underwear Island?
The West Indies.
Oh, I was down there last summer with a picture company.
In the West Indies?
I was making shorts.
He was making shorts. Oh, I get it. Making shorts. I don't wear them.
Listen, Kitzel, where else does your boat go?
Well, after it leaves the West Indies, it goes to Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Haiti.
And what comes after Haiti?
Haiti 1, Haiti 2, Haiti 3.
Oh, Abbott, this guy is nothing but a big nobab.
What is a nobab?
Spelled backwards, baboon.
Who are you calling a baboon? In my country, that means fight.
Well, in my country, that means fight, too.
Well, how do you like that? We're both from the same country.
Costello, quit arguing or Kitzel won't give you a job.
Yes, sir, Mr. Costello, and you know I got just the job for you. We're looking for a brave boy like you to fight man-eating sharks
Oh,
in the water.
I'm afraid I couldn't take that job on account of my middle name is Earl.
What's your middle name got to do with it?
Earl and water don't mix.
Costello, don't be such a coward. Why don't you admit that you can't swim?
Who can't swim? Every night I go swimming after dinner.
You mean you swim on a full stomach?
No, I swim on my back. Last night I was out swimming in the ocean. I saw a school of whales swimming 8 feet above the water.
Now, just a second. How could a school of whales swim 8 feet above the water?
This was a high school.
For goodness sake, a high school. Well, we're going to see how much you know about swimming. I challenge you to a swimming race right now.
There you are, Costello. Kitzel is calling you bluff.
Yep.
All right, Kitzel, tell you what I'll do. Do you see that little red light way out in the water?
Yes.
Well, we'll swim out to that red light and back. And the guy who makes it in the fastest time wins.
Okie dokie, I'll go for it.
Go ahead.
Well, there he goes, Costello.
He's swimming straight for the red light. You'd better be ready to try it when Kitzel gets back.
Kitzel ain't coming back.
Isn't coming back? What do you mean?
That red light is on the back end of a boat going to China.
Tonight, Connie Haynes sings a beautiful ballad for her Camel audience. I'm Making Believe.
I'm making believe that you're in my arms. Oh, I know you're so far away. Making believe I'm talking to you. Wish you could hear what I say. And here in the gloom of my lonely room, we're dancing like we used to do. Making believe is just another way of dreaming. So till my dreams come true, I'll whisper goodnight, turn out the lights and kiss my pillow, making believe it's you. Making believe that you're in my arms. I know you're so far away. Making believe I'm talking to you. Wish you could hear what I say. And here in the gloom of my lonely room, we're dancing like we used to do. Making believe is just another way of dreaming. So till my dreams come true, I'll whisper goodnight, turn out the lights and kiss my pillow, making believe it's you. Nobody else but you.
On the corner of Main and Catalpa Streets, two men were talking.
So I said to him, Frank, I've been buying from you for 14 years. You've got to give me some camels.
Yeah? Then what?
Stoop down under that counter, I said. Come around here and see for yourself, he said to me.
No camels?
No camels.
Yeah, same with me, too. So I've been smoking this brand and that. Huh. Remember how those guys on the radio used to say, compare camels with other cigarettes? Huh. Now when you gotta compare, whether you want to or not, you really begin to catch on to what great cigarettes those camels are.
Yeah, mild, but boy, what a flavor. You knew you were having a smoke of camel.
Yeah. But I keep on buying camel, asking for them every time I buy cigarettes. Get them, too, sometimes. And do you know I was talking to a
Yes,
friend
folks,
of mine-
keep on asking for Camels. Costlier tobaccos really aged and still blended in the traditional Camel way. This is one brand that will not be sold down the river.
C-A-M-E-L-S.
Camels, war or peace, Camel is still Camel.
Costello, this is ridiculous. We've been rowing around this harbor in the dock for over an hour. And they've chased you off every ship. Nobody wants to hire you as a sailor. And besides, I'm very hungry.
Oh, here's a bottle of milk. Catch yourself a fish.
What kind of a fish could I catch with a bottle of milk?
Catfish.
Oh. Look, let's go back to shore.
Not me, Abbott. I'm going to every boat in this harbor until I get a job.
Hey, look. There's a boat bearing down on us now.
Ahoy in that old boat! Can you spare a dime for a cup of coffee?
A dime for a cup of coffee? Who are you?
Oh, just a tramp steamer.
Here's a quarter, Niles. Go scuttle yourself, will you?
Hey, Costello, there's a big ship lying at anchor. And there's a ladder hanging over the side. Look, I'll grab you by the coat and boost you up.
What rip?
Your coat is gone.
Then you better grab me by the shirt. What rip?
Your shirt is gone now. I'll grab you by the trousers.
I'm afraid to ask.
What's coming off down below?
You'd be surprised.
Better get you aboard.
Never mind a board. Give me a barrel.
Stand by below. I'm sending down my first mate.
Put something around me, Abbott, quick. His wife is coming down.
Ahoy up there. Don't bother sending down your first mate.
All right, I'll send down my second mate.
How do you like that? The guy's a bigamist. Don't send down your second mate either.
How about my third mate?
The guy's got 3 mates. What is this, to see a matrimony?
Oh, go ahead, Costello. Climb aboard.
Well, welcome to the SS Sponge.
This sponge is soaked.
Hey, you must be our new admiral.
Just a minute, Captain.
Wait a minute, quiet.
Right, what's the matter?
Abbott, this guy thinks I'm an admiral.
Oh.
This is my big chance to run my own ship.
Take it easy.
Here I go. Watch me put
Take
it on.
it easy. Go ahead.
Crank up the ship. Let's get started. Put it in gear.
Oh, but sir, you can't start the ship until you get steam up.
I'll get steam up. Hey, steam!
Yes, sir.
Get up.
Anything else, sir?
Yeah, batten down the hatches.
But the hatches are all battened down.
Batten them down again. We'll show those hatches.
Wait a minute, Costello. You can't make this ship go until you weigh the anchor.
Okay, Abbott, bring me the scales.
Before you start, Costello, you'd better get all your hands on deck.
Get what?
Your hands. Where are your hands?
In my pocket, you dope.
Costello, what about the weather? Did you get the weather forecast?
The what?
The weather forecast. How do you find the weather?
I opened the window and there it was.
No. This is serious, Costello. Suppose we run into a storm.
Oh, I don't think we'll have a storm.
How about a shower?
Take one if you think you need it.
Oh.
And I think you need it.
Never mind.
I think we both need it.
All right. Come on, Costello. Let's go up on the captain's bridge.
On his what?
That thing over there is the captain's bridge.
For goodness sakes, how does he get that big thing in his mouth?
Pardon me, sir, but we'd better not set sail. The barometer is falling.
Well, pick it up and let's get going. Avast, you swabs! Larboard the mainsail, raise the jib sail, lower the sheets, and change the bedspread.
Well, we're moving, Costello. Isn't this wonderful? Here we go over the bounding waves. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Stop the boat. Stop the boat.
Stop the boat, Abbott! Stop the boat!
What's the matter with you?
Something terrible is going to happen.
How do you know? Are you psychic?
No, I'm seasick.
You'll be all right in a minute. Let's take a walk around the deck.
Hey, Abbott.
What?
Isn't the air wonderful?
What do you mean?
What's that little coop up on top of the ship?
That's the crow's nest.
The crow's nest?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go up and take a peek at the little darlings.
Oh, please. There are no crows up there.
Then what are those big birds flying around up there?
Those are gulls.
How can you tell the gulls from the boys?
No. Come on, please, Costello, please.
Well, wait a minute. I want to climb up in that crow's nest and gather some eggs.
There are no eggs in that crow's nest.
There must be. A couple of them just dropped after that last gag.
Look, please, forget about the eggs.
I wish I was an egg.
What do you mean? Now, take it easy.
Recitation.
Now, wait a minute. Look.
Recitation.
Just a minute. Look. Now, look. Now, be careful what you're saying.
I'd like to be a little egg sitting in a tree. When you'd walk by, I'd break myself and splatter thee with me. Some yolk.
Yes, plenty. Costello, please, cut that kind of stuff out. Well, I think I'll go below and get something to eat.
Where do I eat?
Well, you can mess with the captain's wife.
Not me. I ain't messing with nobody's wife.
Oh, pardon me, sir. We'll have to turn back. We're going to run into a squall.
A squall? What's an Indian's wife doing out here in the ocean?
Costello, look. There's something looming up ahead of us in the fog. Hey, do you see it? Something looming up ahead of us in the fog.
Yeah. He's trying to run into us.
Yes.
Hey, you! Don't you know the rules of the sea? Get out of the way. Do you want us to run into us?
What do you mean run into you? This is a lighthouse.
Well, get it out of the way. You're on the wrong side of the street anyway. And dim your lights, you blinded than me.
Costello, you'd better let me take that wheel before we're all killed.
Don't you get worried, Abbott. Don't you worry. I can steer this boat. I know every rock along this coast. That must be a strange one. Hey.
Costello. What? I think you struck a reef.
A what?
Reef.
You were barking much better in the first spot. Hey, we're moving again.
Look out, Costello. There's a little fishing boat dead ahead.
Fresher clams at 25 cents a dozen. Fresher clams at 25 cents a dozen. Clam a chowder, 10 cents a bowl. Clam a chowder. Hey, Abbott, give me some crackers. I'm in the sloop again.
Abbott and Costello will be back for Camel cigarettes in just a moment.
Thanks to the Yanks of the Week. Tonight we salute Lieutenant Everett E. Pruitt of Monday, Texas. In one night, he led a patrol across the Roar River, through minefields and into Siegfried Line positions. He brought back 3 wounded men under machine gun and artillery fire, and single-handed fought off 8 Germans with a rifle and hand grenades until the wounded men were safely away. In your honor, Lieutenant Pruitt, the makers of Camels are sending to our fighters overseas 400,000 Camel cigarettes.
Each of the 3 Camel radio shows honors the Yank of the Week by sending free 400,000 Camel cigarettes overseas. A total of more than 1 million Camels sent free each week. Camel broadcasts go out to the United States 3 times a week, are rebroadcast to practically every area in the world where our men are fighting, and in cooperation with the Good Neighbor policy also to Central and South America. Listen tomorrow to Jimmy Durante and Gary Moore. Monday to Bob Hawk in Thanks to the Yanks. And next Thursday to Abbott and Costello. And now here, Bud and Lou back with the final word.
Say, Costello.
Yeah.
Did you know that your kid brother Sebastian was sitting in the control room all through the show tonight?
Yeah? What's he doing in there? I'm going to find out. Hey, Sebastian. Come on out here.
Hello, Uncle Bud. Hello, Louie. I came down here tonight to ask you guys to do me a favor.
Well, what's on my mind? I mean, what's on your mind? Abbott, if I'm going to play these double parts, I want more money.
Come on, Sebastian. What do you want?
Well, Uncle Bud, I'm thinking of starting a program of my own. And I got a couple of good guys to help me do it, Midgie Shields and Tommy Lamb. And we want to put on a nice program. Now, you know all the big shots in radio. You can help me.
Well, we'd like to help you, Sebastian, but really, we don't know anybody.
Don't give me that.
I heard this program tonight. You must know somebody.
Now, look, Sebastian, I'm surprised at you to think that you would come out here on this microphone and deliberately try to discredit the acting ability of your brother Lou and myself. How can you be so ungrateful? What in the world is the matter with you?
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
Good night, folks.
Good night, folks. Good night, everybody.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show. And remember, Camels are worth asking for every time. See for yourself how Camel's mildness, coolness, and flavor click with you.
A suburban railroad station. 2 men go into the smoking car.
As I was saying, George, that's one of the best-looking pipes I've ever seen.
Beauty, isn't it? My son Tommy, the one of the 8th Air Force, he's home on furlough. Brought me this from London, but,
Yes?
Well, I hate to hate the kid's feelings, but the goddamn thing burns my tongue brutally. If it only smoked as good as it looked.
Why, oh, why doesn't someone tell the grieving gentleman about Prince Albert smoking tobacco? Real He-Man tobacco flavor and yet gentle to the tongue as a mother with her babe. No bite treated to take out all the bite and parch. Crimp cut, too, for perfect packing, smooth drawing, even burning. And a bargain. Just about 50 pipefuls in one regular 2-ounce Prince Albert package.
The Abbott and Costello Show for Camel Cigarettes will be back at this very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood, wishing you all a pleasant good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Mother, is Maxwell House really the only coffee in the world?
Well, your father says so, and your father knows best.
Yes, it's Father Knows Best, transcribed in Hollywood, starring Robert Young as father. A half-hour visit with your neighbors, the Andersons. Brought to you by America's favorite coffee, Maxwell House. The coffee that's always good to the last drop. It was Byron who said, "All history attests that happiness for man, the hungry sinner, since Eve ate apples, much depends on dinner." Well, if you were making plans for a dinner party, you'd probably start with a fruit cocktail or canapes or oysters on the half shell, something like that. In Springfield, however, in the White Frame House on Maple Street, they do things in a much more logical way. When Jim Anderson plans a dinner, he starts in a basic, concrete manner, like this.
All right, Bud, let me have the cement.
Here you are, Dad.
Thank you. Now, wait a minute. You didn't use the whole sack.
Didn't you want me to?
Bud, that's enough cement to build a second Boulder Dam.
Oh, gosh, I didn't know. You just said to mix
We're
it.
building a barbecue pit, not another porch for the White House.
Jim, I told you in the very beginning...
Honey, I know you don't approve, but I guarantee that when I get through, we'll have the finest brick barbecue in Springfield.
Gorman's had a sale of portable barbecues, and there was no reason...
That's the trouble with this family. They're always buying things. Wouldn't you much rather use something you'd built yourself?
Not if someone else can build it better.
Margaret, why do you assume that someone else can build a barbecue better than I can?
Because you've built a barbecue.
What was wrong with it?
It fell apart.
Well, there was a reason for that. I didn't have the proper material. They sold me stale cement, that's all.
Daddy, I've got the bricks all piled up like you told me.
Oh, that's fine, Kathy.
Now what do you want me to do?
Well, how would you like to go inside and do your homework?
But I want to help.
I'll go inside and do my homework.
You stay where you are. We've got to get this thing built in a hurry, and it's going to take both of us to do it.
He always gets to help you, because he's a boy and you love him more than you love me.
I do not, Kathy.
Then why can't I help you?
Because I... Oh, here, you take the magazine with the instructions and read them off to us. How'll that be?
Is that important?
Of course it's important. It's probably the most important part of the whole job.
Why can't I help Bud stir up the goop?
Because the goop is all stirred up. Now, do you want to read the instructions, or would you prefer to go inside and do your homework?
I'll read the instructions, Daddy.
All right.
Jim.
1 second, honey. We've got to get this thing going before the cement hardens. What does it say, Kathy?
Mix 2 parts of cement, 1 part hydrated, lime, 9 parts grated sand.
We've already mixed the cement, Kathy. What comes next?
That's all it says.
It's on the next page, Dopey.
Oh.
Bud, that's no way to speak to your sister.
Well, good grief. If she doesn't know enough to turn a page.
Here it is.
What does it say?
Continued from page 72.
Well, that's nice. What else does it say?
After building concrete slab to desired size for base.
What do you have to do that for?
The slab, Bud, is to hold the ashes when they drop through.
Why can't they just fall on the ground?
Because it isn't that kind of a barbecue.
Joe Phillips and his father built a barbecue, and they didn't put a slab on the bottom.
Well, they were too lazy to do it properly. Now, make a slab for the base, and let's not have any more arguments.
What are you going to do?
I have to speak to your mother. Well, go ahead.
Holy cow.
I'll help you, Bud.
What were you saying, dear?
Oh, I was just wondering why we needed a barbecue at this particular time, that's all.
I explained the whole thing to you less than 10 minutes ago. Phil Buckley and his wife are going to be in Springfield.
And you've invited them to dinner. I understand that, Jim, but...
Margaret, they live in an apartment in New York. How often do you suppose they get to eat charcoal broiled steaks grilled over an open fire? How often do they have a chance to eat out of doors with the sky for a roof and the green grass for a carpet?
How often do you suppose they can get pneumonia?
Well, Huh?
This is November, Jim. It's cold.
What's that got to do with it?
This is not the sky for a roof and green grass season.
I promised Phil Buckley barbecued steaks, and when I make a promise...
Yes?
You don't suppose they'd rather eat indoors, do you?
Not unless they're normal human beings.
Well, that's all right, then. Nobody ever accused a district supervisor of being either normal or human.
Well, how about Mrs. Buckley?
Well, anybody who can be happily married to a stuffed shirt like Phil Buckley won't know the difference.
Jim?
Well, Buckley keeps telling me what an outdoor man he is. Sits in a duck blind all winter. Fishes with the icy spray bouncing over the poop deck. Or wherever it bounces. He'd probably be insulted if we even mentioned going indoors.
Of course, the steaks do seem to taste better outside.
You bet they do. The smell of charcoal smoke, steak sizzling on the grill. Bud, haven't you finished that slab yet?
I'm just smoothing it out, Dad.
Well, that's smooth enough. Now, there you see, Bud, it wasn't any trouble at all. What's next, Kathy?
Lay 3 rows of bricks, building up the corners first.
Okay, nothing very complicated about that.
If you lay the bricks all the way around, how do you get the ashes out?
Bud, this is a very reliable magazine, and if they say to put the bricks all around, you put them all around.
Maybe they send a man out for the ashes, huh?
That's not very funny.
I wasn't trying to be funny, Dad, but if you put the bricks all around...
You start with that corner, and I'll start with this corner.
And when you get to Scotland, give my regards to Loch Lomond.
My, but you're in a gay mood, aren't you?
What's Loch Lomond, Daddy?
Never mind, just concentrate on the instructions. Now, what comes next?
Use a plumb level and a 4-foot straight edge of wood to keep ends plumb. What's that?
Well, we'll skip that part. We don't have to be too technical about it, do we, Bud?
The Phillips built theirs without a magazine, and they can take the ashes out.
Bud, I asked you something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I guess I wasn't listening.
Well?
Well, what?
Your father wasn't listening either.
Now, look here, Margaret.
You said Dewey, Daddy.
Oh, of course, that's what I said. Well, Bud, Dewey?
Dewey what?
Hand me a few bricks, Kathy, please.
Hey, where is everybody?
We're in the backyard, Betty.
Dad, if the ashes fall down and you've got bricks all around the bottom...
The magazine says 3 rows of bricks, and that's what we put in. Unless you think you know more about it than they do.
I didn't say that, Dad.
What's going on out here? We're building a barbecue. What for?
Cat's fur to make kitten britches.
What?
I'm all through with my side, Dad. Want me to help you with yours?
Never mind. I'll have it finished in 2 seconds.
Mother,
Yes, dear.
why the barbecue all of a sudden?
Well, Mr. Buckley and his wife are coming to dinner on Saturday, and your father promised them...
Saturday?
Now what's the matter?
Father, you can't have anybody for dinner on Saturday.
Oh, I can't I?
Mother, that's homecoming day.
Oh, dear, I forgot all about it.
About what?
I'm giving a party on Saturday after the football game.
Well, this is a fine time to tell me.
I did tell you, Father. You even suggested the chili and beans dinner.
Is that this Saturday?
30 people, and you have to pick that day for a barbecue.
Betty, your father didn't do it deliberately.
This is business, Betty. I didn't know Mr. Buckley was coming, but he is, and there isn't anything I can do about it.
I'm ruined. My whole life is a shambles.
Betty, there's no need to be upset.
Of course not. We'll have both parties, that's all. You have yours indoors, and we'll have ours outdoors. Now, what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing. As long as you keep Kathy outdoors with you.
Now, just a minute, Betty. The Buckleys... there's no reason why Kathy can't stay inside.
Father, she'll ruin everything. You know how she is. I didn't do anything.
Margaret, will you please explain to her...
This is the most important party of my life, and you want her to spoil it.
Betty, Mr. Buckley is a very important man.
And he wears stuffed shirts.
Kathy!
Margaret, no matter what happens, no matter what Betty says, Kathy's not going to stay outside with us.
Mother, please, you know what she did last time. She started a football game in the living room. Well, nobody broke anything, did they? None of the girls talked to me for a week. Father, if you only knew.
Betty, I think I can fix the whole thing.
You do?
Jim and Lucille Hathaway are going on a picnic next Saturday, and I know they'll be glad to take Kathy with them. Would you like that, dear?
Gee, that'd be keen.
Oh.
Well, that's a very sensible solution.
I'll fix a little lunch for Kathy and Bud.
Wait a minute. How did I get into this?
Bud.
I don't want to go on a picnic. I've got a date with Joe Phillips.
Bud, you'll go along and take care of your sister.
But why should I suffer just because she's a pest?
I'm not a pest.
You certainly are.
I certainly aren't.
Bud, I wasn't doing anything to anybody. I was standing here not hurting a soul.
Bud, we won't discuss it anymore.
But, Dad...
You'll spend the day with the Hathaways, and you'll have a very good time.
Holy cow.
Well, that's settled. Now let's get back to the barbecue. What comes next, Kathy?
Oh, after the mortar has hardened, fill with water to the first line of bricks.
Well, that shouldn't be too... What?
Why do you need water in a barbecue?
Kathy, give me that magazine.
I just read what it said, Daddy. See?
Oh, no.
What's the matter, Dad?
Kathy, you...
I didn't do anything.
Jim, what is it? What did she do?
She turned 2 pages. That's what she did. Do you know what we've built? A bird bath.
A cup of coffee is making some good news these days. All over the country, grocers are featuring Maxwell House coffee at lower prices. Yes, lower prices on Maxwell House. Something we've all been wanting to see. You, your grocer, and the Maxwell House people. Now that wonderful good to the last drop flavor is yours to enjoy at the lowest prices in months. Rich, satisfying flavor you can count on, cup after cup, day after day. Because with Maxwell House coffee, we have just one aim, to bring you the most in flavor and real enjoyment every pound you buy. To bring you truly good coffee at the lowest possible price. That's why Maxwell House gives you so much more flavor for your money. Your money's worth and more in pleasure and satisfaction. And at today's prices, it's more than ever today's coffee buy. Next time you shop, look for that familiar blue Maxwell House tin in your store. Featured these days at the lowest prices in months. Bring home a pound and start enjoying coffee that's always good to the last drop.
It's Saturday in Springfield, and there's great activity at the Andersons. Indoors, Betty's party is proceeding at a great rate. Outdoors, things aren't going as well as they might. Like this.
Ah, the outdoor life, Mrs. Buckley, that's the thing. Living in the open, close to nature.
We're very happy with our apartment.
Yes, it has steam heat.
Jim was telling me that you have some wonderful plans for the future, Mr. Buckley.
Right now, I'm beginning to doubt that there is any future.
Yes, sir, this is the sort of thing you New Yorkers miss. The peace and quiet of a small community. A chance to look at the blue sky and the green grass. The simple life.
There is nothing in the world more complicated than the simple life. And what happened to those steaks you were talking about?
Oh, they're right here, Phil. Another few minutes, I'll have these coals just the way I want.
You know, Jim, this barbecue of yours has given me an idea, a great idea.
Philip gets ideas from the strangest things.
So I've been told.
Margaret. What were you saying, Phil?
This is a whole new approach to the family angle of insurance protection. Modernization, that's the ticket.
Well, I wouldn't say that this was the most modern barbecue in the world.
That's what I mean. Why buy an old-fashioned policy? Why cook the way the caveman did when they've invented stoves? Follow me?
Phil, you can't get the charcoal flavor in a stove. It's the... it's the smoke that makes the difference.
Jim is testing it now for the proper consistency.
It certainly looks thick enough.
I don't know what's gotten into this fire. Should have been ready an hour ago.
Well, stop poking at it. You've put it out twice now.
Would you care for another blanket, Mr. Buckley?
Oh, no, thank you. Right now, I'm interested in food.
You might not believe this, Phil, but Bud and I built this barbecue with our own hands.
I can believe it very easily. It's the weirdest-looking contraption I've ever seen.
Philip likes everything to be efficient. Don't you, Philip?
Is the smoke annoying you, Mrs. Buckley?
Oh, no, it seems to make things a little warmer.
I think we're just about ready, Phil.
Good. I was beginning to wonder whether you'd build a barbecue or a smudge pot.
Yes, sir. In 10 minutes, you'll be digging into the greatest steak you've ever eaten.
In 10 minutes, I'll be ready to take a bite out of a passing cow.
Well, here we go. And when these steaks hit the grill, just listen to them sizzle. I tell you, Phil, there's nothing like it. There. Now they'll crackle and pop and sputter, fill the air with the most magnificent aroma.
When?
That's funny. They always have before.
Jim, don't you think we ought to take them inside?
I'll get it going in just a minute, honey.
Let me take a look at that fire, Jim.
Philip, you're getting all uncovered. You catch your death of cold.
Oh.
It's going to be all right, Phil.
It's just like sitting in an icebox, that's what it is. Jim, where are you?
Right over here, Phil.
Barbecue. You ought to sell the confounded thing to the government as a secret weapon.
Philip, please don't get too close to it.
Close? I can't even find the thing.
Jim, there's a perfectly good stove in the kitchen.
Oh, there you are.
Looks like the draft isn't operating quite the way it should. Maybe, if I poke the fire a little more?
No, leave it alone. How do you expect it to get well if you keep picking at it?
My, those children certainly seem to be having a nice time indoors.
Jim.
Just a minute, honey. I think I know what's wrong. You know, Phil, I think if we could just raise the fire a little.
Would you like me to get under it and push?
Well, no, but I was just...
Ye gods, man, those steaks aren't even warm. Why don't you lower the grill?
Well, you see, we had to build it in a hurry.
It was a bird bath first.
Margaret. We had some technical problems to overcome, and we had to take a few little shortcuts.
So?
Well, that's the only place the grill goes. But if we can raise the fire a little...
Why don't we just hold some matches under the steaks?
Jim, I think this has gone quite far enough.
Honey, if you'll just give me a few more minutes...
Are you going to take the steaks inside, or shall I?
Why don't we all go inside?
No, you'd better stay right here, Phil. All those kids running around, they'd trample all over you.
Well, that would be quicker than dying of cold and starving.
Put your blankets back on, Philip.
Jim.
I'll take the steaks inside. I'll have them cooked in 2 minutes.
Well, please hurry, dear.
Now, you stay right where you are and enjoy yourselves.
The simple life. Ha! When I get home, I'm going to kiss every stone on Fifth Avenue.
Try to do something unusual, and what thanks do you get? Put matches under the steaks, he tells me. Big outdoor man. Shoots ducks in the middle of the winter. Probably never saw a duck in his whole life.
Hi, Father.
Oh, Betty, can I speak to you for a minute?
Isn't this a wonderful party, Father? How's yours going?
Fine, Betty, just fine.
Hi, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, hello, Tommy. Having a good time?
Great. Say, Betty, the gang needs some more chili and beans.
Well, there's lots of it on the stove. Grab a pot.
Okay. See you around the drugstore, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, I'll see you around the drugstore.
Isn't he a goon, Father?
Yes, he certainly is. Betty,
Yes, Father?
I know I promised to keep the Buckleys outside, but we're freezing to death.
Father.
The barbecue doesn't work. The steaks won't cook. You've got to let us come in, that's all.
Father, you're going to ruin everything.
Everything is ruined. I'll be lucky if I don't get fired.
Father, if you'll just wait another few hours.
We'll be dead in another few hours. Look, just get all of those things out of the oven. Let me cook the steaks, and we'll discuss the rest of it later.
But you can't take the biscuits out of the oven. They'll be ice cold.
Well, we're ice cold. Why should they be any better?
Father.
Daddy!
Oh, no.
They came back. They're not supposed to, and they came back.
Hiya, Dad. What's cooking?
Very little, believe me. What are you doing here?
We live here.
You weren't supposed to be home for 3 hours. What happened to the picnic?
Mr. Hathaway said it was too cold for a picnic. What are you doing with the steaks?
Father, if she goes anywhere near the living room and says anything about a football game...
I hid the football, so stop worrying about it and let me get at the stove.
Why don't you use the barbecue, Dad?
Why don't you take Kathy to the movies?
Go ahead, Bud. You heard what he said.
We haven't had our dinner yet.
We can eat popcorn, Bud. Come on.
I haven't had anything to eat since 1 o'clock.
What happened to the picnic lunch?
We ate that on the way over.
Bye.
Jim?
Mommy, we're back.
It's the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened in my whole life.
Margaret, I was just starting to cook the steaks.
Mother, it isn't time for you to come in.
It most certainly is. It's raining.
Well, outside of an earthquake, what else can happen?
Now, see here, Jim. I've stood just about... what's that?
What?
On the stove. What is it?
Oh, chili and beans, Phil. But if you'll be patient for just another few minutes...
Chili? Did you hear that, Isabel? Chili.
Doesn't it smell wonderful?
You mean you like chili?
All the time Philip was courting me, we never ate anything else.
Chili and beans and chopped onions. I haven't had anything like that since... Oh, grab a plate, Isabel.
I already have.
Phil, I've got all these steaks.
You can take the steaks and stuff them back in the refrigerator.
Dad.
What is it, Bud?
I'll eat a steak.
Grab some of this chili, Bud. It's terrific.
I made it, Mr. Buckley, all by myself.
Betty, if I were 2 years younger, I'd marry you.
Don't listen to him, Betty. He tells that to all the girls.
Can I have some chili?
I'll have a steak ready in 5 minutes, Kathy.
I don't want a steak. I want some chili.
Kathy, I don't think you should...
Oh, a little chili isn't going to hurt her, Margaret. You don't mind if I call you Margaret, do you?
Why, no.
Hey, Betty, hurry up. We're waiting for you.
Oh, just a minute, Tommy.
They're going to do Birdie in a cage.
Oh, I'll be right there.
Wait a minute. You mean you're going to square dance?
Philip, that's just for the young people.
Well, we're young people. Come on.
But I haven't finished my chili.
Bring it along. Come on, Isabel.
I'm sorry, Margaret, but he's so impetuous.
Betty, you're holding up the whole works.
You want me to carry your plate, Mrs. Buckley?
I can manage it, dear.
May I come too, Betty? Oh, sure. Come on. We'll be back later.
Well,
Dad.
There's a great thing. $9.60 for steak. And they want chili.
Dad.
So help me, Margaret, this is the last time I try to do anything. For anybody.
Dad.
What do you want, Bud?
I'll eat a steak.
Thank you very much.
I mean, if it'll help you out any.
All right, Bud, go ahead. Eat all of them.
All of them? Holy cow.
Where are you going?
To get Joe Phillips. I'm going to need help.
Bud!
Jim,
Yes, Margaret.
while we were waiting for you outside, I had a long talk with the Buckleys.
Good for you.
Do you know why Mrs. Buckley made this trip to Springfield?
At this stage, I don't know anything.
Well, Mr. Buckley had told her so much about our children that she wanted to meet them.
She did?
They weren't interested in barbecues and steaks. They wanted to spend the day with Kathy and Betty and Bud.
Well, how was I supposed to know? They don't look like the sort of people who like children.
But they do, Jim. They like them very much. They like us all very much.
Well, what's so funny?
Just something Mrs. Buckley said.
Well, all right. Go ahead. Drop the other shoe. What did she say?
Now, you won't be angry.
Of course not. What did she say?
Well, she said that Mr. Buckley had a great deal of respect for your business ability.
Yes?
And isn't it too bad you're such a stuffed shirt?
We're mighty happy about the coffee news these days. Grocers everywhere are featuring Maxwell House at lower prices. Yes, lower prices on the coffee more people buy and enjoy than any other brand. Now you folks who always drink Maxwell House can enjoy it at the lowest prices in months. And you folks who haven't been getting that wonderful good to the last drop flavor, now's the time to bring home a familiar blue Maxwell House tin. See how much more pleasure you find in a cup of coffee when it holds the world's most famous flavor. Flavor so rich and mellow. Flavor you can count on, because we'll never compromise on the quality of a single pound. For wonderfully good coffee, for today's coffee buy, look for Maxwell House, featured in stores everywhere these days at the lowest prices in months. You can be sure it's always good to the last drop.
Now it's Sunday in Springfield, and in the Anderson backyard, Jim, he's the stubborn Rover boy, is still determined to make the barbecue work. Like this.
There, you see? Nothing wrong with it now, is there?
No, dear.
Weren't the Buckleys fun, Mother?
Boy, could he square dance.
How do you suppose he learned a new thing like square dancing?
Look at those hamburgers cooked, Margaret. I ask you, isn't that beautiful?
Yes, dear, just beautiful.
I can't figure out what got into the darn thing yesterday. Well, it's like a new baby, I guess. Invite a bunch of people over to see it, and what happens? Probably cries for the first time in his whole life. Know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Now you take last night. Smoked like a chimney. And probably won't smoke again as long as we have it.
Bud.
I've got the plate, Mom.
Just one of those things. Won't happen again in a million years.
Go ahead, Bud.
Where are you taking the hamburgers?
Into the kitchen where they belong.
Wait a minute, Margaret. There's nothing wrong with a barbecue. It's just that...
What was that, dear?
I said... Never mind.
Tell the kids it's a hot favorite with Hoppy. That's Hot Post Wheatmeal. And you won't have to coax the youngsters to eat a hot cereal for breakfast if you tell them how Hopalong Cassidy loves Hot Post Wheatmeal. Hoppy knows it's chock full of good, solid nourishment. He goes for the rich, nut-like flavor. And you'll go for the fact that Post Wheatmeal cooks in just 3.5 minutes. So get Hot Post Wheatmeal and tell the kids it's Hoppy's favorite. You'll see, you'll all agree, it's the best hot cereal you ever ate.
Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson, with Roy Bargy and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. So until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's favorite brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop. Father Knows Best was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Ed James. Now stay tuned in for Dragnet, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time from Hollywood, California, Kraft presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, remember that these days your family needs plenty of good, nourishing food. And of course, it's mostly the flavor of what you serve that tempts them to eat all they need. Well, flavor is something that wholesome Parquet margarine certainly has. Delicate, appetizing flavor never possible in old-time margarine. You see, Parquet margarine is the modern margarine made by Kraft. And it's outstanding because it tastes so deliciously good, whether you serve it at the table or use it for baking and pan frying. Yes, if you haven't tried Parquet, you just can't know how wonderfully good modern margarine can be. Another thing, Parquet margarine is good for you. It's a wholesome, nourishing energy food, and every pound contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. Best of all, Parquet margarine is economical, and that's important these days when we're all saving every bit we can to buy defense stamps and bonds. Why not try a pound or two of delicious Parquet margarine tomorrow? Yes, just ask your dealer for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. It's made by Kraft. And now let's visit our friend, the Great Gildersleeve, who is about to visit a local furniture store in search of a new bed as a surprise gift for his niece, Marjorie.
Now, I like that pink canopy bed in the window, Leroy. How about buying that one for Marjorie?
Oh, no. Who'd help her put the top down on nice nights?
Yes. Leroy, that isn't a convertible bed. Let's go in. I know the owner of this store.
Well, if it ain't my old friend Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Hello, Spanzer.
Slepperman.
My, you're a sight for good eyes.
Yes.
Why, you're the very motion picture of hell. In fact, a double feature.
Yes.
And don't tell me this is little Theodore.
I won't. This is little Leroy.
My, how you jumped out. Why, I remember when I used to bounce you on my knees, sonny boy.
Yes, in about one more year, he'll be able to return the favor, Slepperman.
Guilty, my pal. You took the words right out of my bridge work.
Yes.
Well, let's not stand around on our ceremonies. Will you have a chair? Or were you thinking of buying a Davenport?
Well, we were interested in beds. Something in a little slumber number.
Oh, hachi-pachi. Just follow me, please.
Okay.
Say, Unc, what's the name of this chair that the man is sleeping in?
That's a Morris chair. Oh, hello, Morris.
Hello.
Slepperman's kid brother. He's 40 years old and still a problem child.
Gee, what kind of a clock is this, Unc?
That's a grandfather's clock, Leroy. And don't open it. There are no grandfathers inside.
Well, here we are. I'm telling you confidentially, Truckee, when it comes to sleeping furniture, this store is wide awake.
Yes, I know. Leroy, quit jumping up and down on that bed.
Leave him to be, Guilty. Let the boy have fun. All right, so suppose he does break a couple of springs. So I'll put it on your bill.
Yeah. Young man, come down from there.
Okay, Uncle Mort. I was only making a test hop.
Yes.
What a kitty, huh? He's a regular Mickey Looney. Guilty? What kind of a bed would you like to buy if I'm not taking too much priority?
Yes. It's for Marjorie, you know, Leroy's sister. She's away at a Red Cross training school, and Leroy and I thought we'd surprise her by fixing up her bedroom.
What an uncle. An angel without wings.
Yeah, I was grounded.
I wish I had an uncle like you got, Leroy.
Leroy, Mr. Slepperman is talking. Leroy, where are you? Oh, young man, come out of that grandfather's clock. Joe.
Okay. See, that makes a keen place for hiding.
Go ahead, Leroy. Keep it up. I know another keen place for hiding.
Don't be too harsh on the boy, Truckee. Remember, you were a pickaninny once yourself.
Yes. Look, Sam, do you want me to make up my mind about that bed now, or would you rather have me sleep on it?
Okay. How about this creation in solid mahogany with a waterfall design? It's very excruciating.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks a little too stodgy.
Starchy is the latest trend.
Gee, why don't you buy this dandy double-deck bunk bed for Marjorie, Unc?
No, my boy. What we want is something dainty and feminine, like, say, that pink canopy model in the window.
Ah, now you're talking with gas.
Well, what's cooking with the bed?
Come on. We can step into the window and give it a closer inspection.
Yeah, come on, Leroy. Get away from that folding bed before it traps you.
Coming, Uncle Mort.
Right up here, Guilty. Careful passing that statue. Inhale. Thank you.
Yeah.
And look at that bed. Beautiful, ain't it? I'm telling you, this is a bed of roses.
It is?
Yes. And it's her own exclusive design.
Yeah, whose?
My daughter, Rose's.
Yeah. Well, she certainly did a splendid job. Is it as comfortable as it looks?
And just try it. Lay right down. Go ahead. Take a sample snooze.
Yeah, I will, Sam. Yes. Feels very soft.
You see, you float around like you're 99% pure. And why not? It's got a deep sleep mattress, and it's got a double box springs.
And I know something else it's got, Unc.
Yeah, what's that, Leroy?
It's got half the people in town staring in the window at you, too.
What? Oh, yeah, come on, let's get out of here. Silly thing for me to do. Say, Sam, how much is that bed?
Well, just the way it stands, with that beautiful speed match, a spread, I'm asking, and it cost me, but I'll let you have it for, one price, $120.
$120, eh? Well, I wasn't figuring on spending quite that much, but, Say, how much will you give me in trade for Marjorie's present bed?
Well, it's pretty old.
How do you know? You haven't seen it.
Well, I have a very vivid imagination.
Yeah.
He's right. Well, it must be 50 years old.
50? Why, Leroy, it's at least 150. A very graceful four-poster, Slepperman. Really an antique.
I'm sorry, but what you people call antiques is by me strictly second-hand.
But this is really better than second-hand.
Yeah, it must be 6th or 7th hand.
Yep. Leroy, you get back in the grandfather's clock. Now, Sam, I'll let you in on a little secret. According to an unconfirmed rumor, that bed was slept in by George Washington.
Recently?
Huh?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Gildy. Suppose you make me a price for that old bed.
Fine. Now, let me see. How about $20?
$20? You're a hard man, Gildingsleeve.
Hard? Why, that's pretty soft for you.
Well, it's a deal. Shake. And now that it's set, I don't mind saying that I would have gone as high as $25.
Oh, you would, eh? Well, I don't mind confessing, Sam, you old kid, that I would have taken as low as $10. Hello? No, Marjorie's out of town. I'll tell her you called. Who is this? John? Which John? Oh, you must be a new John. Yes. Goodbye. John Lewis. Oh, Bertie.
Coming as quick as I can. Yes, Mr. Gilsleeve.
Which is today's stack of messages for Marjorie?
The little one, the big, thick pile is from yesterday.
I never saw anything like it. That phone is busier than a burglar in a blackout. Everybody wants Marjorie.
Yes, and it's worse when I'm here all alone. Hardly no time to do the cleaning or the cooking. I'm busy with my social secretary.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I hope.
What's that, Bertie?
That Miss Marge will be able to read all my writing on them messages.
Why?
'Cause I can't.
Yes. Nevertheless, you take care of the rest of them, Bertie. I want to see if those furniture men have the new bed set up yet. Hello, Leroy.
Hello, Uncle Mort.
Hello, men. I see you've removed the old bed and have the new one all put together already.
Oh, yeah. Morris is testing it now. How is it, Morris? See? It's okay. Come on, Morris. Oh, look at him in the arms of Orpheus.
You mean Morpheus. Orpheus is the music god. And if that's music, well...
Morris Schlepperman, get up. I know what'll wake him. Hey, Morris, time to go to bed.
It is. I'm coming, Frank. Wait for me.
That Morris should hibernate for the winter. Say, doesn't that bed look grand? Oh, Bertie, come on in here.
Call me, Mr. Gill, please. Well, ain't that the cutest looking little bed?
Yeah.
I can hardly wait to see Miss Marge climb in and hit the hay.
This bed cost $120, Bertie, and that ain't hay. Oh, you better see who's at the door, Bertie.
Yes, if it ain't one thing, it's the same thing.
Throw that bedspread across, Leroy, so we can get an idea of how it looks made up.
Okay.
That's it, thanks. Why, it's as pretty as a new $20 bill. There's 6 $20 bills.
There's a Miss Van Scudder to see you, Mr. Gilsleeve.
Van Scudder? Yes, I wonder who that can be. Well, I better go see.
Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah?
I'm Patricia Van Scudder, the interior decorator. I'm to redo Marjorie's bedroom.
Already? Why, Leroy and I just finished a redo job 5 minutes ago.
Oh, there must be some mistake. I received a letter from Marjorie yesterday asking me to decorate her room.
Oh, I see. Well, Marjorie didn't know about our little effort. It was to be a surprise.
Well, if it's anything like the usual man's idea of a girl's room, it's probably more of a shock than a surprise.
Yes.
Hadn't we better look at the room in question now?
Oh, yes, of course. Excuse me. This way, Miss Van Scudder. Yeah, right in here. No, this is my nephew, Leroy. Leroy, this is Miss Van Scudder.
Hello, how do you do? Well, I'm genuinely surprised. Why, this is a charming, charming room.
Oh, you like it?
Yes. Why, I can hardly believe you two did this. It's really quite lovely.
Well, all we did was to buy
Keep quiet, Leroy. Let's hear Miss Van Scudder.
Well, really, I'd leave it just as it is, except for one thing.
And what's that?
The bed.
But that's the only thing...
Leroy, please. What did you say, Miss Van Scudder?
The bed.
Wrong?
Oh, but definitely. The color clashes with everything else. And the style. Oh, that style.
Yeah, some style, isn't it?
Oh, yes, quite horrible.
Now, see here, Miss Van Scooter.
Why, to put it in this room is almost as bad as mixing Empire with Rococo.
Hey, Unc, what's Empire and Rococo?
I think there are a couple of racetracks. I see. Then you don't think that Marjorie would like the bed, eh?
I know she wouldn't be happy in this overgrown bassinet.
She wouldn't, eh?
No. However, I'd be happy to go out and find you the proper bed for this room.
You would? Well, maybe that would solve our little problem.
No, I'll be glad to. Meanwhile, get rid of this pink atrocity, won't you?
You're still sure it won't do, eh?
Oh, dear, no. Why, I'd just as soon put Hepplewhite next to Chippendale.
Oh, we couldn't do that, could we?
Why not, Unc?
They don't speak.
Oh. Well, I must be going now. Don't trouble to show me to the door. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, our pretty pink bed, Leroy. Now I'll have to send it back.
Too bad, Uncle Mort.
Yes. Strange how many things there are in this world you could enjoy if only the experts didn't tell you they're no good.
Hey, Morris, wake up and help me. Here comes your brother.
You who? Oh, yeah.
Hello, Sam.
At least you could open your eyes, Morris. It's bad enough to have a pill for our brother, but I got to have one that's a sleeping pill. What's this bed you're setting up, Frank?
It's the one we brought back from Miss Gildersleeve's house yesterday.
Oh, yes. Be very careful with it. There's a rumor around that Washington slept in it. However, as of today, the rumor hasn't been verified.
Oh, excuse me, sir, but I was looking for something in a bed.
Pillows, blankets, or sheets?
No. You don't understand. I want a bed for a young lady's room. Something colonial, shall we say?
Sure. Let's say colonial. Colonial. Now, if you'll just follow me, Junior Miss.
Oh, but one moment, please. What about this one that the men are putting together?
Oh, that? Oh, don't give it a second thought. It's too old.
It is? How old?
150, 200, who knows? Now, if you want to see some up-to-date, fresh from the factory colonial beds, I'm the man who's got them.
Oh, no, never mind. This one is just the thing. Imagine a four-poster in such excellent condition. And a Duncan Fife at that.
Please, don't rush me. Remember, this is a genuine aged-in-the-wood Drunken Fife. Now, let me see. $30.
Well, I'm sure that I can use it at that price. I know just the spot where that bed will be right at home. Suppose you send it to my shop on approval. I'm Patricia Van Scudder, dealer in period furniture.
I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Samuel Slapperman, dealer in furniture, period.
Here's a telegram from Miss Marge.
Are you sure?
It must be. It came collect.
Yeah. Well, we'll soon see. Oh, Leroy. Telegram from Marjorie.
Yes? What did she say, huh?
Regarding redecoration, before you dispose of old bed, be sure to unscrew the left front knob and fish out my string of pearls. What does she mean, Leroy?
Oh, I remember. She sometimes uses the hollow bedpost as a kind of secret jewel box. Where are you going, Uncle Mort?
Into Marjorie's room to unscrew the old great Caesar's ghost. That was the bed we traded in at Schlepperman's. Now, Leroy, getting those pearls out of the bed in Schlepperman's is a job that requires tact and delicacy.
You're right, Uncle Mort. You wait here and I'll go in by myself.
Wait a minute, young man. I'm going to do this job myself. If you care to, you can come along and whistle if you see anybody coming.
Okay. Any particular tune you want me to whistle?
Well, no. I can just, well...
Hello, stranger. Hello, Leroy. Coming back for another bet?
Hello, Schlepperman. No, Leroy and I are just out window shopping.
Oh, of course. What kind do you want? Plate glass, stained glass, or plate glass?
You don't understand. Leroy and I just want to look around. You don't mind our browsing, I hope?
Oh, no. I do a lot of that myself. You should see me browsing over a herring. Somehow, suppose I show you around.
Oh, no. Don't trouble yourself.
Trouble, he says. Why, my time is your time. What's your time?
11:30. I mean, we can look around by ourselves.
Oh, let me show you. Yeah. Say, you might miss some of the little gems that are hidden around this store.
Quiet, Leroy.
I wasn't going to say anything, Unc.
Oh, yes. But really, Sam, don't bother to come along. We'll feel freer to
help ourselves.
Yes, that's it. We may dig out something we consider valuable if we're left alone.
Yeah, at least we hope so.
Yeah.
All right. And if you find what you want, SOS me PDQ. And I'll be there in a flash for the cash.
Yes. Flash for the cash. Come on, Leroy. Are we out of sight?
Yeah. Can you see it, Unc?
Well, here's a 4-poster. But the knobs and the posts are solid.
Here are some more, Unc.
Good. I'll be as quiet as a little... Oh, quiet. Oh, that's me.
Say, how about this one?
No, Leroy, leave it alone. This isn't Marjorie's bed. It's the wrong color, and it hasn't any posts. And besides, Morris is sleeping in it.
There's Mr. Schlepperman coming this way.
Good. Maybe I can pump him about it, huh?
My eyes are smiling. Oh, there you are.
Yes, here we are. By the way, Sam, you remember that old bed of Marjorie's you took in trade?
Sure. What about it?
Well, I was just wondering what had become of it. Not that I was looking for it.
Oh, no.
Why, that bed sold like a hotcake.
What? You sold it?
What? You want it back?
Well, sort of. I got to thinking about it, Sam. You know, it was really Marjorie's.
Yeah, and she put a lot of value in that bed.
I didn't realize it myself until just recently, and in fact, I never should have traded it into you.
Well, if that's the case, maybe I can get it back for you.
You can? How?
The lady who bought it took it away on approval.
Huh?
Possibly, if I go to her before she makes up her mind and somehow or the other raise the price, she might turn the bed down.
Oh, that's great. I'll see that you don't lose on the deal, Sam. I know you can put it across.
You do? I wish I did.
Do you want me to come along and help you?
No, I think you might complicate the situation. You know, Truckee, in negotiations for antiques, it needs the cool, experienced head of an old hand with an ear to the ground to put the best foot forward.
Well, hello, Mr. Schlepperman. Come in. What can I do for you?
This is just a post-driver's holiday, whatever it is, of course. Now that I'm here, I might as well inquire if you want to keep that bed you took on approval.
Well, the young lady I'm buying it for is still out of town.
Well, I've got a buyer who wants that bed right now. In fact, he says he'll pay up to $40 for it.
Oh, that's too bad.
I hate to be pressing you, but could you give me a quick yes or no?
Wait, I think I can get an answer for you right away. Excuse me, won't you?
But certain what?
No, Marjorie isn't home yet.
Oh, but I don't want Marjorie. This is Patricia Van Scudder, Mr. Gildersleeve, and I have the nicest news for you.
Yeah?
I found just the bed for Marjorie's room.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yes. Wait till you see it. You'll be speechless.
Well, I bet I'll find something to say.
Now, the only thing is this. How much are you willing to pay?
Pay? Oh, anywhere up to 50, 60, even 75, if you think it's worth it.
Oh, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Goodbye. Well, Mr. Schlepperman, I think we can do business. My client will pay more than that $40 offer you had.
Is that a fact? Mm-hmm. Pardon me, could you be so kindly as to let me use your telephone?
Oh, surely, go right ahead. It's in my office there.
Thank you. I'll be back instantaneously.
Yep. Who is it now?
Hello, Truckee. This is Schlepperman. I've located that bed of Marjorie's.
You have? Good.
But there has developed complications.
Oh, what's the trouble?
Those people who have it now are willing to pay a good stiff price, maybe $50, $60.
Well, I'll give you more than they will, the crooks. Whatever their bid is, I'll pay $10 more. As high as, say, $100.
All right, you're the doctor. Goodbye, Doc. Well, Miss Van Scooter, I just talked to my client, and he says he'll pay $50 for that bed.
Oh, but my people won't let him take it for that. They'll give $60.
60 is a nice price. But this fellow Sorrow is no cheapskate. He says 70.
My clients are just as stubborn as yours. We say 75.
I'm sorry, but my man will top their offer 85.
Well, Freddie's got us licked. Too bad. They'll be disappointed. Well, you can send your truck over to pick up the bed whenever you want to.
Oh, I don't have to do that. Hey, Frank.
Yes, Mr. Schlepperman?
Break up Mars and come in here. George Washington's bed rides again. Careful, boys. Put it down easy. There you are, Mr. Gildingsleeve. Safely and soundly.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Lee Sam. Now, if you and your men will wait outside for just a moment.
Precisely. Come on, boys.
At last, Leroy.
Gee, which knob is it, Unc?
The left front one. I've got it. Here's something. By George, it's the missing pearls.
Boy, what a relief. Say, now that you have the jewels, what are you going to do with the bed? Maybe Mr. Schlepperman will buy it back.
Oh, that's silly, Leroy. He just went to an awful lot of trouble persuading somebody to let me have it. Say, I've got to thank him about that. Sam, I want you to know that I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through to get this bed back for me. Thanks very much.
Oh, yeah, don't mention it. It was a mere trifle. On a big scale, of course.
Yes.
I was really up against a determined woman. For a little while, it looked like I'd have to kidnap it.
Kidnap it? Is that so? Well, I wonder if she still wants the bed.
Oh, yes. Why, if I walked into her place right now with that bed, she'd cover me with kisses. Heavens forbid.
Well, in that case, why not let her have it?
Excuse me, I don't think I heard you right. Did you say let her have it?
Yes, I didn't realize she wanted it so badly. I don't want to be so selfish about all this.
Well, I'll be a dog in the manger.
Yes.
After all I've been through, too. Guilty? If you sell it again, what will Marjorie say when she finds out?
Oh, don't worry. That's all fixed. Someone has found a bed that'll make her forget all about this one.
Well, that's fine. I'll take it back to the other party.
Yeah?
Oh, Frank! Oh, Morris!
Yes, boss?
Where is it? Tell me where you want.
Go get the bed and put it on the truck again.
But we're taking it apart and put it together 4 times already. I'm getting tired.
Say, what do you want me to do? Install zippers? Go.
I'm sorry to give you all this trouble, Schlepperman.
What trouble? This is a dandy bed. I've done more business with this one single article this week than I have with all the rest of my stock put together. Miss Van Scooter, I've got a surprise for you.
Who is it? Oh, Mr. Schlepperman. What is it?
Do you remember that lovely George Washington flute bed? Well, I had to talk myself blue in the face, but I got it back for you.
You did? Oh, you little dear, I could kiss you.
Oh, please, I'm a married man. Do you want the bed?
Oh, yes.
Then everything is peaches down in Florida.
You mean in Georgia?
Ever been to Florida? Oh, Frank! Oh, Morris! In again!
Oh, there it is. Won't Marjorie Forrester be pleased when she gets this bed?
Why, yes, of course. What? Are you giving this bed to Marjorie Forrester?
Oh, no.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not giving it to her. Her uncle, Mr. Gildersleeve, is.
You don't mean by any chance Throckmorton P. Gildingsleeve? A large, deep man with a thick voice?
Why, yes. Are you a friend of his?
Speaking strictly from the past, yes.
Well, the next time I see him, I'll tell him I met you.
I don't think that'll be necessary. He'll know it. Well, goodbye, Miss Van Scuda. And if I don't see you again, don't take any more wooden beds.
Well, good afternoon, Bertie.
Good afternoon, Bertie.
It's been a lovely day, hasn't it, Leroy?
Yeah, makes a man glad that he's alive.
Yeah. Anything happen while we were out, Bertie?
Nothing, only that Van Scudder lady's in Miss Marge's bedroom with some furniture.
Huh?
Wouldn't let me get anywhere near it. Claims it to be a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, the new bed. Well, I'm anxious to see it, Bertie. She says it's going to bowl me over.
Gee, maybe it's all ready now. Come on, Unc.
All right, come along, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Making so much fuss over that bed, you'd think George Washington slept in it.
Who is it?
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, just a second. It's almost ready. There. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes?
I want you to see the room properly. Ready?
This better be good. Yes, I'm ready.
Close your eyes.
Yes?
Now, I'll count 3, and then you can open them. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's very... Oh! I don't get it, lady.
Don't get what?
This room looks just like it did before.
I know, but the bed. That's the one I had so much trouble buying for you.
But that's...
Oh, my.
Yes, that's the same bed that was there in the first place.
Oh, no. I picked this bed up at a tremendous bargain, $150.
Oh, great jumping jeeps, $150.
But it's absolutely authentic. George Washington slept in it.
Oh!
Hey, just back home, fella, lady. The hurricane is here.
Oh.
No. Come on. Calm down, Unc.
Yes.
After all, you got back Marjorie's valuable pearl.
Yeah.
What's all this talk about Miss Marge's valuable pearls? There's nothing but imitation pearls.
What? Oh, that makes it all the worse. I'm getting dizzy. Leroy, bring me a chair.
No, here. Sit down on the bed, Unc.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me help you over.
Yeah. Thanks. What's this big lump under the bedspread? Morris, you get out of here.
All right.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a moment. But right now, I think you men especially will agree that the evening meal is a mighty important event. Yes, after coming home in the cold from a hard day's work, plenty of steaming hot food on the table is certainly a welcome sight. Well, men, you need good food. It replaces the strength and energy you've used up during the day. That's why you should be sure there's plenty of energy food on the table. Energy food like Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. You see, Parquet margarine is one of the best sources of food energy you can serve, made from American farm products. And Parquet is also a reliable food source of vitamin A the year round. Yes, every pound contains 9,000 units of this important vitamin. And Parquet margarine is so downright good tasting, it's bound to be a hit with all the family. So men, why not ask your wives to try delicious Parquet margarine? They'll find it's grand for table use. A real flavor shortening for baking, too, and just about perfect for pan frying. Yes, ask them to order Parquet, Parkay. It's the margarine made by Kraft that tastes so good, yet costs so little.
Ladies and gentlemen, our president will soon reach his 60th birthday. We can all help him celebrate. We can show him our deep regard and affection by contributing to a cause that's very close to his heart, your local Fight Infantile Paralysis campaign. Let's all say happy birthday, Mr. Roosevelt, by aiding the fight against this enemy of our children. Good night.
Original music heard on this program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company.